Labourers paid hundreds of thousands of dollars on Victorian infrastructure projects. Let's have a look. Good afternoon, everyone. Florian Heise here, and welcome to another episode of Heise Says. I've got my stein of coffee, and I thought we'd look at this article because several people have sent it to me. Culminated in Rachel sending it to me on Facebook as well, going, you have to talk about this. And this is quite an interesting one. It's to do with labourers earning $100,000 here, $200,000 on the Westgate Tunnel project in Victoria, Melbourne. Now, we'll jump over here, and there's a few things to discuss about this project. You know, it's a government-private partnership. Okay, the government's provided toll extensions to the organisation building it, and has made a government contribution to it. Now, the viability of the project is questionable. There could be other alternatives. Yesterday, I did a video on the empty tunnels we have here in Brisbane. I mean, Brisbane has done the same thing. We've built all these tunnels to potentially alleviate traffic congestion. But they're so bloody expensive to drive in, normal people don't do it. We can't, normal people can't afford that. I guess it's just another way to keep the plebs out of the city. So I'm going to mark the time there, and I'll link to that one above here if you want to have a look. So we've got this tunnel coming in, and I mean, they're showing images of it digging through here, coming through here and digging through and all this crazy stuff. Okay, so we've got the tunnel. Now we also have a wealth of infrastructure projects throughout Australia. And I'll just reload this up here on infrastructure.com.au or infrastructureaustralia.gov.au, and you can just see all the different projects. And there's more and more calls for infrastructure spending to help stimulate the economy. But there's something you've got to remember, and this, I'll look this up here, the broken window. On my website, the broken window fallacy, right here. And I will link to that one above here, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That's one to watch, because all this infrastructure spending sounds good, makes people feel good. You're doing something. Yes, but think about this. How much of the $100,000 a year or $200,000 a year for these labourers, how much of that is an overpayment? And do you think these labourers might be involved? Is it a union-controlled site? I don't know. I haven't checked. Maybe I should, but I don't think that really matters. What type of government do we have in Victoria as well? Where do you think it's going? Taking care of their own, huh? Remember, this is taxpayer money. So labourers working on Melbourne's Westgate Tunnel are earning up to $200,000 a year, the Master Builders Association of Victoria has claimed. According to the industry group, young entry-level tradies working on the project are raking in $110,000 per year in exchange for 36 hours per week. Okay, that's insane. That's insane. But those with more experience, who work the industry standard 56-hour week, are making a staggering $200,000 per annum. Site allowances, payments on the project, have also soared to $9.25 per hour, which pushes up a labourer's wage by more than $24,000 each year. Now, if you're going, but Florian, it's 56 hours per week, oh no, I mean, come on, guys, that's most men have worked 56-hour weeks before. Okay. Master Builders Association CEO Rebecca Kaysen told news.com.au, out-of-control wages hurt everyday Australians. And you've got to remember, with all this rhetoric just to push for more and more of these projects, what's going to happen? They'll get rushed. You'll get wasted money. You'll get this type of thing happening. I worked on a project once where it was a little police station inside the train station out of Ipswich. And there was a push from the government to get it out quick, even though there'd be no police in there, no police assigned to the station until months after it was finished, like 6 months after, because the member had made a promise that he would fight crime, so he was building it, so it's all done for political purposes. Just interesting to see. Big projects paying unsustainable high wages come at a painfully serious cost that's often unclear to taxpayers who foot the bill, she said. That infrastructure is critical for Victoria. Well, no, it's not. It's questionable. There's actually some criticisms about the undemocratic process for the tender if alternatives may have been looked at, and, well, both the Greens and the Coalition were in agreement in opposing the project, but, well, they didn't get up. I mean, 200 grand a year, 100 grand a year. But a sustainable wage framework means we can also afford to build schools, aged care facilities, and hospitals, and make a huge difference in the lives of Victorians. They never say what, you know, paying market prices would also mean we can reduce your taxes. It never says we could reduce, you know, how much we need from GST. They never say, you know, they never just say how much we could reduce the fuel excise. Never mention that, isn't it? It's because it's their money. It's not yours, it's theirs. Okay, you work for them. Guys, you may think we're free, not in the democratic socialist nation of Australia. She also told The Age workers on the project were getting paid more than many professional employees. Well, yes, yeah. I mean, you can get upset about that if you've done all your years of study, but, you know, that's life. It's life. Comrade, that's how it is. It's feeling. You're not in the party. You're not in the party. An entry-level labourer, not labourer, yeah, that's probably what they are, labourer, working no overtime on a six-figure salary is probably getting paid more than a teacher or other worker. Ms. Kaysen told the publication. So, and that means even the most junior labourers on site are earning well above the average Australian salary, while some are earning more than double. Well, I hope the blokes, and honestly most of them are going to be blokes that are doing that, the young guys, get that money, you know, do something good with it. Don't just piss it away on jet skis and crap, okay? Seriously. Australians have reacted to the out-of-control wages with shock and outrage, with many taking to social media to voice their frustrations. Oh, so they're starting to realise. They're starting to realise how it works. This is madness, one Twitter user posted, while another said it was an example of typical government contract overspending and lack of oversight. Well, you know, unionised sites are 30% more expensive than other sites. However, others argued there was nothing wrong with being rewarded for hard work. Sweet gig if you can get it, a Twitter user posted, while another said, good on them, it's none of your business what someone else earns. Well, yes it is. Yes it is, if a portion of it is coming from taxpayer money. Of course it is. Why wasn't there a public tender? But despite the backlash, Minister for Transport Infrastructure Jacinta Allen argued transport jobs were helping the Victorian economy. Well, that's the thing. All the money that's going into this to build this little tunnel, and we'll see. I mean, I'm so cynical about all of these traffic projections now, having just read about the Queensland tunnels here that are empty. You know, what is going to matter, honestly? The thing is, the congestion, what do you have? You've got, you know, people going to work, and the economy needs to be going well to cause the congestion. You've also got population growth. What if those things decline? Projects like the West Gate Tunnel, Metro Tunnel, and level crossing removal are essential transport projects that contribute to Victoria's economic growth, Miss Allen told The Age. Well, considering the record, and I'll link to this video here, of the Victorian government with regards to their solar scheme, how they're pretty much destroying an entire industry by subsidising it. What they're doing is, you know, they've got a certain cap on how many people get these subsidies, which are pretty much worth half. You know, we'll give you a 50% discount on your panels, so people just get their subsidy. If not, they wait. So there is a cap to how many solar panel systems are installed per month in Victoria now because of that system. So what the hell do they know about economic growth? They've got no idea about it. They only know how to cap things. I mean, it's labour. You've got unionists, you've got lawyers, you've got teachers, okay? You've got people from the labour side coming up there. In many ways, they seem to have lost their way as well. Identity politics has flooded into their thinking. The Westgate Tunnel is a 5-kilometre toll road being constructed in Melbourne, which will link the Westgate Freeway at Yarra Valley with the Port of Melbourne and CityLink at Docklands via twin tunnels beneath Yarraville. Well, there you go. It is expected to open in 2022, and the construction site of the $6.7 billion project is one of the biggest in the country at the moment. So this is one of the biggest in the country. It is being constructed by a consortium of John Holland, a Chinese-owned company, and CPB contractors. CFMEU has been contacted for comment. The CFMEU that supports Venezuela. I mean, well, this is it, guys. This is the cost of government getting involved in the market. This is the cost of the unions having control over the sites. This is crony capitalism. All coming together here. And everyone will pay for it. You got to be in the party, guys. That's the trick. How can Australia... Here's the question I put to you. How can Australia move away from the democratic socialist system we have to being less socialist, more liberty? How can it move to a more liberty-focused civilization? How could we do that? How could you encourage that? How can people be made aware of that? Because remember, we don't have the same history as the United States has. They've got, liberty is ingrained in their culture and their heritage. As a civilization, they had to fight for independence. Australia's a country of convicts. So have we changed that much? Maybe that's one question that you can discuss and debate in the comments. Probably make a good solutions episode. If you could give me any suggestions, it would be interesting. Because, what do we have? You've got conservative or liberal-leaning parties. And I mean the traditional liberal sense. You've got the Liberals. They're pretty centre-left now, aren't they? It feels like it. Australian Conservatives, they don't exist anymore. One Nation, they're not that right. They're more centre-left in some regards too. They're all over the place. The Libertarians, they've kind of got no representation. They've got some representation here in Victoria, in the upper house, but not at a national level anymore. Got the Greens very powerful. So it'll be interesting to think. Anyway, guys, like, share and subscribe. Would you work for 110 grand? What would you do if you were earning this much as a labourer, or 200 grand a year? I hope someone, if you've got a mate working there, make sure they do not piss away that money, get them put in silver or gold or something sensible, not, on the girl in the bloody meat pie van, buying her a nice hairdo or something. Whatever you do, I don't know what people do in Victoria. I'm old and married, okay, and I'm rambling again. I've got to go and buy some paint stripper from Bunnings. That's my end of the day. Take care, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe. If you want to help me make more content, I have a Patreon and Subscribe Star, and I will see you next time. Take care.